that's happened during the week, and it's quite extensive.
Yeah, looking forward to that. Let's go straight to our first guest, who's been waiting patiently on the line, Ian Willis from Wilson's agency at Woy Woy. Rod, you've got the first question.
Well, Ian, I suppose last year was a year of challenge if you're a buyer because it was so difficult to get property. A little bit of a flurry of activity through the end of last year with listings. Through the rest of the coast, that doesn't seem to have continued on, but you would tell me some figures about the numbers on market right now versus last year.
Yeah, thanks, Rod, and thanks for having me on, guys. We've seen a bit of a change in the last probably 3 or 4 months down on the peninsula with the amount of properties coming on the market for sale, which has increased quite a bit. So it's giving buyers a bit more opportunity to get into the market and find themselves a home. We're still seeing about the same amount of properties sold each month, but there's actually more for sale, so there's a bit more choice for them.
Now, you were telling me figures of approximately 80 properties on the market now versus 40. When do we refer to the 40 being on the market? Was that towards the end of last year or October, thereabouts?
Yes, yeah, so that's in Woy Woy itself. If you go back to about July last year, so about 6 or 7 months ago, there was between 40 and 50 properties on average for sale in Woy Woy, and at the moment there's 80. If you look at your minor beach as well, that number would sit around 70 at that same time of year, and that's up at 97 today. So we've seen, in that instance, about a 30% increase.
Ian, what's driving that? You're seeing vendors trying to list their homes, but what are they saying to you? What's driving this increase in listings?
Look, obviously there's a lot of people that have tried to take the opportunities that the strong market was giving. So you've had some landlords trying to offload investment properties and try and make some money at the moment. You're always obviously going to have people looking to upsize, downsize, and sort of move sideways as well. But I think just everyone's heard the media coverage over the last 12 months about the strong market and thought, okay, maybe now's the chance to take advantage of this now. I had some vendors about the middle of last year move off to Harrington, and we sold their 3-bedroom fibro home, really nicely presented home in Woy Woy for $550,000, and they moved over to Harrington and got a brand new, and actually wasn't completed yet, brand new 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom, double garage house for just under $450,000. So you've just got people changing areas and trying to take advantage of the strong demand on the peninsula.
Ian, I'm sure you're as sick of this question as I am, but if I got $1 for every person that said, I need to get a property down on the peninsula and it's got to have a cabin on it as well, that's really what I want. I suppose you get those phone calls every Monday morning.
Yeah. Someone always looking for something with dual income already or potential dual income. So there's still good opportunity for anyone who's got a home with rear lane or corner block access. They're very sought after at the moment still. For people always wanting to get that dual income. And bearing in mind, a lot of the ones on the peninsula, we had the old garage conversions and studios from years ago, so there's still a lot of those around, but there's a real push now, obviously, to get the brand new council-approved ones in.
Ian, have you seen any variation through this year as far as the percentage of investors that you're dealing with?
I couldn't give you an exact number, Rod, but the amount of investors in general has dropped a little bit that's looking for homes. They were the ones who were probably really driving the market through last year in our area, and they've decreased slightly, just, I guess, a few factors starting to work against them, and we've probably now got more local buyers and first home buyers back in the market as opposed to the investors.
And those local buyers, are they coming from within the peninsula, or are they people moving from other areas of the coast?
Generally, we find they're from the peninsula. There's set pockets in the area as well that really lend themselves to people already living there. If you're over at in the Bays area, Woy Woy Bay or Horsefield Bay, a lot of the people that buy there have a connection. So it's either they live there at the moment, they're renting, or they've lived there before, or they've got family there. So they really sort of stick close to that area. In general, Woy Woy, your minor Edelong, anything like that, we're generally finding their peninsula or within about 5 k's of where they're living at the moment.
Well, Ian, the hottest thing in breaking news in relation to real estate this week, and I think we can predict will be for the remainder of the year until an election, is the talk of changes to negative gearing. What have you picked up from the market over the last week? Well,
obviously, as you said, there's been a lot in the media about it. Speaking to a few people as well and got my own ideas. But if that was to happen, if they were to change those regulations with negative gearing, it's going to have short-term and long-term effects. Short-term, you may see an increase of investors jumping into the market to beat those deadlines. So you might have what some would call a mini boom, similar to what we sort of had back in 2009 when the first home buyers grant was coming to an end. We had a lot of activity, especially in the bottom end of the market at that time, of people trying to get in and take advantage of those before they finished. So I think we could see that again. Long term, once again, it may be a negative effect on the investment market if people aren't going to get those benefits. But I think they were talking about that coming in possibly next year. So I think you'd see a pretty strong market for the next sort of 12 to 18 months if that was the case.
Ian, nice job this morning, and congratulations too. Just had a look at one of your videos with the volume down. Some great acting skills from you out the front of number 2, 18 Bowden Road in Woy Woy, but great presentation.
Yeah, thanks for that. We've actually just redone the video for that because we had both units for sale. So we actually did a combined video with the two and played a bit of a camera trick, and I had myself on screen twice and pretending I had the twin brother Liam. So we had a bit of fun, but we sold Unit 1, Unit 2's still there, so we actually only just reshot that video this week. But I have a lot of fun with that, and people seem to enjoy it as well, so thank you.
Like I said, great presentation, ticks a lot of boxes as well. Well done, mate. Best of luck to everyone at Wilson's in 2016.
Thanks a lot, guys. Have a great weekend.
Ian Willis joining us from Wilson's agency in Woy Woy. Gab will talk about negative